Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started with this lesson today, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, now in this lesson, all right, Lord willing, the title of this lesson will be Hope or Faith gives us the strength to endure. All right, hope or strength gives us the faith to endure. All right, and the what made me come up with that title, is this TikTok post here. All right, and I just want to do a lesson off of it, through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh by Shemiel Shah. So let's get into this video.
But it proves something real about belief. Scientists put rats in water to see how long they'd tread before drowning. On average, they lasted about 15 minutes. With the second group, though, just before they gave up, the scientists pulled them out, dried them off, let them recover, and then dropped them back in. You'd think they'd last maybe 20, 30 tops, but they swam for 60 hours. Not minutes, hours. Why? Because once they had experienced being saved once, they believed it could happen again. But that wasn't endurance, that was hope. And that's how most people live, too. They don't drown from exhaustion, they drown from disbelief. They don't quit because they are weak, they quit because they stop believing that something's coming to pull them out. Your body will go as far as your mind believes it's worth continuing. Don't fold at 15 minutes. You've got 60 hours in you. This experiment is dark.
There you go, and there you have it, man. That's the power, as the title says right here. That's the power of hope or faith, which we know hope and faith they are synonymous with each other. All right, they go hand in hand. It's the same thing. See, so that's the power of hope, man. All right, and going into the title of this lesson, all right, hope or faith gives us the strength to endure. All right, and in that video, when the rats were taken out of the water, dried off, and they're put back into the water, their endurance increased. They were able to tread the water for 60 hours. You see, 60 hours. Why? Because they had belief that they'll be saved. They had believed that they'll be saved again. That's what gave them, the endurance to want to keep going, to keep treading the water, because of the faith that they had, the hope that they had that they was going to be saved. You see, and this can be applied to us in this truth, man. All right, this can definitely be applied to us in this truth. All right, and that's why I want to go into this lesson when I saw this TikTok post, because that go in hand in it. That goes right along with us, in this truth, that believe upon Yahweh by Shemiel Shai. All right, so let's get the scriptures. All right, what is faith? Let's get into it. Hebrews 11:1. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It reads, faith, which is the same thing as hope. All right, faith is the confidence, and the same thing. Confidence, faith, hope, they're all the same. They're all the same. So Hebrews 11:1 NLT, it says, faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. And what is the ultimate thing we want to happen for us believers in this truth? To be saved, to have our bodies changed, and to obtain the kingdom of heaven. That's our hope. That's where our faith lies, man. Our faith lies in the promises to those that endure unto the end. You see, it says faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. You see, and if you see something, there's no more faith. You see, faith is only in effect with something that you can't see. All right. For instance, Yahweh Shemiel Shai, we never seen Yahweh Shai's face ever, but yet we believe in him. We believe in the miracles that he did. All right. We believe that he arisen from the dead. You see, we believe these things because of faith, man. And faith is something that's given. All right. Not something that we work for. Matter of fact, let's get it. All right. So like Ephesians 2:8. All right. It says, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves is the gift of the Most High. Right. So the Heavenly Father has given faith unto us believers as a gift. It's a gift. It's something that's given unto us, not something that we worked for. All right, verse 9, it says, not of works, lest any man should boast. So there you got it. Not of works, lest any man should boast. So faith is something that's been given unto us, man. And it's a very great gift because what? Faith gives us the endurance, or faith gives us the strength to keep enduring, man. All right, to endure the trials and tribulations and sufferings. All right, because what? We have hope and faith that will be delivered in the end, man. We have hope and faith in a better life. That's why we're able to endure the sufferings of this life, because we hope for a better one. All right, let's go back into Hebrews. All right, and as it was going into that TikTok video, all right, the rats, that died, they didn't have no they had disbelief. They didn't believe that they could be saved. You see the same thing with us, man. That's why faith is so important in this thing, man. If you lose faith in the salvation, if you lose faith in the kingdom of heaven, in the new bodies, you lose faith. If you lose faith, all right, in the promises, all right, in the reward, all right, for this, then you're not going to be able to endure long. You see, because you already have that disbelief. That's why it's important to have faith, man. And the scriptures talk about having faith. You see, but it says Hebrews 11:1, faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. Verse 2, it says, through their faith, the people in days of old earned a good reputation, right? In the days of old, the elders, the people of old, and it's through their faith. And let's go back. Who are the people of the days of old? All right, Abraham, all right, Moses, all right, Joseph, all those, men of old. You see, it's through their faith, they earned a good reputation. You see, so us today, as we're reading the accounts of Moses and, Abraham, we look at that and we have a good, they're in a good reputation. We look at them in a good light, because of what? Their faith. All right. So, let's go down to verse 20. All right, because I want to specifically get into Moses, all right, and his faith. All right, Hebrews 11:23. It reads, it was by faith that Moses' parents hid him for 3 months when he was born, that they saw the Most High had given them an unusual child, and they were not afraid to disobey the king's command. Verse 24, it was by faith that Moses, when he grew up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Verse 25 here, and really here's the point. It says he chose to share the oppression of the Most High's people instead of enjoying the fleeting pleasures of sin. He thought it was better to suffer for the sake of Hamashiach than to own the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking ahead to his great reward. You see, and that's us in this truth, man. All right, we're looking ahead to this great reward. We have faith in that great reward. That's why Moses was able to endure, all right, the suffering with his people, man. That's why he endured the suffering with his people, because he had faith in the great reward ahead of us, man, ahead of him. The same thing with us, man. All right, as it says, things written aforetime were written for our learning. We can use these accounts for our learning, to build up our faith. Verse 27, it was by faith that Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eyes on the one who is invisible, man. Right, it's all through faith, man. All right, and going back into that TikTok post, once that rat was delivered the first time, his faith increased. That's the same thing with us when we go through afflictions and sufferings, and the Lord delivers us out of those afflictions. It's through the Lord delivering us from those afflictions or sufferings. Our faith get increased, man. Matter of fact, let's get Romans 5 and verse 4. Or we'll get verse 3. Romans 5:3. NLT. It reads, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character. And strength, and it says in character of strength is our confident hope. There you go. it increases it. Well, keep reading. It says, "And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation." You see? So it's still, those rats getting saved, that first time, it basically increased their hope, or of being saved again. The same thing with us when we get, delivered from our certain trials and tribulations, from the Lord, and we know when we come out of those trials and tribulations, you be like, man, the Lord was really with me. The Lord delivered me out of that. You have those times like that, and that really increases your faith. That increases your hope. All right, so whenever you do go through a sufferings again, you already have that hope that you're gonna be saved. So you're able to endure those trials and tribulations even longer. All right, because you have hope. All right, that the Lord gonna deliver you again, just like He did before. You see, so let's go back to Hebrews. Just a little thought. Go back to Hebrews, but it was because of the faith of Moses that he was able to suffer the afflictions with his people, man. All right, the same thing with us. We're able to suffer the trials and tribulations on this side, in this world, because what? We have hope of a great reward. All right, salvation, of new bodies. All right, everlasting dominion on the earth, man. You see? So, let's see. Let's go to, let's see what I had on that. That was pretty much it. All right, let's go down to, Hebrews 11 and 32 NLT. It reads, "How much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of the faith of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and all the prophets." 33, "By faith these people overthrew kingdoms, ruled with justice, and received what the Most High had promised them. They shut the mouth of lions, quenched the flames of fire, and escaped death by the edge of the sword. Their weakness was turned to strength. They became strong in battle and put whole armies to flight. Women received their loved ones back again from death, but others were tortured, refusing to turn from the Most High in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after the resurrection." You see? So that's why these men of old, women of old, were able to endure sufferings, trials and tribulations, beatings, all right, mockery, because they had hope in a better life after the resurrection. You see? Look at the seven sons and their mother going in the book of Maccabees, man. Hey, they got tortured. They had a gruesome death, but look, they said they're going to return back. They had that hope. They said they're going to be here again. They had that hope, all right, in the resurrection, man. They had the hope that they going to be here again, man. They had hope in the promise, man. You see? Verse 36, "Some were jeered at, and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained in prisons." Right, they were able to endure that because they had hope, all right, in a better life. You see, the same thing with us, man. And we're stronger than we think, man. We are stronger if we think. As long as we got faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, we can endure it, man. You see, we're stronger than we think. Like those rats, they were able to 60 hours of treading the water. I couldn't tread, Verse 37, it says, "Some died by stoning. Some were sawn in half, and others were killed with the sword. Some went about wearing skins of sheep and goats, destitute and oppressed and mistreated." They were able to endure that, though, because of faith, the hope that they had. 38, "They were too good for this world, wandering over deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and holes in the ground. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith. Yet none of them received all that the Most High had promised. For the Most High has something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us." You see, in all those men of old, women of old, they didn't even receive the promise yet, but they're going to. Those same people, men of old, they're back here today. They had hope in the resurrection that they was going to be back here again. The reincarnation, I should say. They had faith in the reincarnation, man. But that was, pretty much it, man. All right. Hope, or faith is what gives us the strength to keep enduring, man. All right. That's why we're able to, endure our these jobs and the suffering that we go through on this side, Because what? We hope and we believe that there's a better life after this. If we keep enduring in this truth, we keep enduring the trials and tribulations and keeping the faith until the end. Because we have hope of a better life, man. You know? And if that was pretty much it. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying. Whoever may be watching, if you had any precepts to come to mind, during this lesson, you could put them up. I just got Hebrews 11, just based off of the knowledge that I had. I just wanted to add to it, to the TikTok video, but yeah, that was pretty much it, man. So that's why it's very important to have faith in this thing. If you lose faith, you lose everything. You lose the faith, you lose everything. You can't endure no more because you don't have no hope in anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Those rats died because they had disbelief. They didn't believe that they'll be saved, so they just gave up. We're stronger than we think. As long as we got faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we got faith in the salvation, all right, the new bodies, the kingdom, all right, the promises. As long as we got faith in that, hey, that's gonna give us the strength to endure and to keep pushing on. No matter what. So that was pretty much it. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. With that, just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rechak. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect.